I can hear it on my laptop because I'm bad at streaming.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
So, before we start, because I'll forget otherwise, I have been texted a question by Foxanne.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to know if you could touch on what hydrocotyl tripartita needs to thrive, I'd appreciate it. 56 TDS out of the tap, only iron naturally in the water. Help! I mean, it should grow like a weed. Like, it doesn't need CO2, and that's such low KH water that it should grow like a total weed. So it probably just needs enough light to go. But if you're having trouble with it, I'm puzzled. What do you think, Myrtle?
Try floating it at the top for a while and adding some water column first, more than what you usually do. But other than that, it's a really easy plant. So if it's higher up to the light, maybe it'll start growing faster, and then you can shove it back down.
Yeah. I mean, I always
Or grow it
found that,
immersed for a while.
yeah, it looks really cool immersed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Steven?
Can you tell me what plant it was again? Because I had about like 7 voices in my head while I was trying to fix something.
You know, you should maybe see a professional about the voice.
Yeah, I really should, and I should learn to stream good too.
Hydrocotyl tripartita.
Oh, okay.
Clover.
It does grow fast. I mean, I have all of mine in CO2 tanks, so I haven't experienced it without CO2, but it does grow fast. And of course, check nitrates too. I mean, it's definitely
that's true. Since it's such a fast grower, it is kind of a nutrient hog. Maybe it needs a little fertilization. I'm not sure what you've got in your tank, Foxy, but maybe it needs a little bit.
Stop keeping your tank so clean, Foxy.
Yeah, be a loser.
Chill out with the water changes.
I mean, I figure if Lucas Bretz can grow it like crazy in Indianapolis, which has rock hard water and no CO2, and I don't think he ever changed his water. I don't think he ever did anything. It just grew like a weed. I mean, as long as it has enough light, it should go. If it's not going, it probably needs either a little more light or a little more ferts.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Myrtleization.
Myrtleization. We could all use more myrtleization in our lives. I want more myrtleization.
Eric made a fantastic Futurama reference.
And thank you for the super chat, Eric.
Oh yeah, started off with a super chat. It's not plants, it's boo.
Boo!
It's Halloween.
He's scaring everyone in chat. So scary.
Yeah. Eric said, when you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. That's from Futurama when Bender became the god of some tiny people.
Oh, that was a really good episode. Have you bought your jar yet?
Have you? I have mine. Brookley's got hers. Well, I have Brookley's.
Annette just got hers. I just got a post. She showed me a picture of it.
Yeah. Yep. Matt just gifted 10 memberships.
Oh,
yay.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. So that jar, if mods can post a link, you can find it at Walmart. It's under $14. You can also buy it at Walmart. If you're international, I don't know what you'll do. Debbie Holding found a cool jar, though, so you can just find something.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to buy a jar, if you could use another jar.
Mm-hmm.
But a nice big jar is ideal with a lid. So.
Yep.
Myrtle's got his jar. Steven's got his jar. We're ready.
We are jarred up.
Oinky, if you're in chat, could you tell me if you got your jar? Because I sent you. Because Oinky won. But I don't know if you received your jar. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The jar is huge. It's 2 gallons.
It's 2 gallons. It's a big jar. But it's cheap.
Isn't it interesting how a 10-gallon tank looks tiny, but a 2-gallon jar looks huge?
Looks huge.
It does. It's true. Like a 2-gallon bowl looks huge.
Mm-hmm.
I put the jar next to my 5, and I was like, "There's no way that this is just 2 gallons."
I know. But yeah. Just
Victoria says, "What's going on with the jars? I'm lost." Well, the word's been going around. I would just tell her, click the link that who posted it? Myrtle from Panel, modding from Panel.
What a pro.
Go there and get ready to build a terrarium next Monday. We stream every week, same time here, every Monday.
We are learning next week how to build terrariums. We're having Foxanne on and Kenny from ABC Aquatics. So Foxanne from Foxy's Fishes. And yeah, we're gonna, I mean, because I don't really know that much about terrarium building, and I don't think Steven or Myrtle do either. So we're gonna learn. And then we're gonna, do it maybe during the month of November. Everybody can build their terrariums, and it's a fun project. They make good Christmas presents, so I'm making a bunch of them for Christmas. So that's the plan. So yeah, get your jars.
Yep.
All the cool kids are doing it.
It's gonna be fun. I think it should be a Fish Fam wide event. Everyone pack a jar.
Pack a jar. Yep. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know shit about shit when it comes to those terrarium plants. I know you said a lot of your aquarium plants can be used, which I don't doubt it because immersed stuff. I just I don't even know where to begin. So
and you can also use plants you find outside. You can use mosses you find outside. So that's another option. So it can make it a really cheap project.
All we got outside right now is a bunch of dead grass because it hasn't rained in like a month and a half or two, and it's getting cold, so grass is not growing.
Yeah, it just rained. It's rained a ton today and yesterday.
Yep, it's been raining here today too.
Yeah, but we have had very typical weather, like weirdly typical. Not too hot, not too cold. So yeah, so get your jar. And do we have any other announcements?
Myrtle, you want to open the box?
Oh, yeah.
Myrtle got some plants in the mail.
Well, one plant.
Plant.
I might have to turn the green screen off.
I still see it, but let's there you go. Oh no, there you go. That looks like a dorm.
It's Myrtle's door.
I see blank walls and ceilings the same color as the wall. That is definitely a dorm.
And some sort of like alarm.
Yep.
Of course.
Oh, that thing is ridiculously loud. It we had an alarm go off once.
Oh yeah, once.
One off.
God, that happened all the time when I lived in the dorm.
Was it a drill or an actual fire?
It was a drill, so they wait once every semester.
Yeah, ours used to go off all the time. It was good times. Good times.
This is true, Mike. We are in the Goldilocks zone of shipping plants right now.
Yes,
yep.
Good times. Yep, Mike is sending me some cool stuff. I'm excited about that.
Yep, same. He messaged me today and was just like, I can throw this in. I'm like, okay.
Throw it in. Yeah, I'm getting a cool sword and a more uncommon Alternanthera. So, what do we have there, Myrtle? Looks like a crypt.
Yep, it's a crypt Neri. I already have one. I saw a healthy one on the Planet Facebook auction website site that you follow.
Oh, I saw you. I saw you bidding on that.
Very cool.
And I got that one. So
that's paper towel. I was like, did they encapsulate it in some kind of weird white gel? The way it's shaped.
They encased it in resin.
Yeah, it looked like that.
It's like preserved.
Or like they flattened it.
Really nice.
Yeah, it does look nice.
I mean, it'll melt back, so
Yeah, of course.
But it's good roots.
That's what it does, but it'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very nice.
I love Nuri because I love that they stay short.
Short.
And nice and flat too.
Yeah. You can carpet with a Nuri.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice purchase.
Yep.
All right.
Fun to get a new crypt.
So then, today we're talking about horror stories.
Ooh.
Particularly with that blasted CO2.
Oh God, our favorite drug. Our
Hmm.
favorite drug.
But guess what? Like a lot of drugs, you can overdose.
You
Mhm.
can. I mean, Steven's made a whole video about it. I
Hmm.
mean,
So it has happened to all three of us on panel, and we're still all injecting CO2.
still doing it. Can't quit it. Can't quit the best drug out there.
So we'll start with Myrtle. So what happened with yours and when?
So the first story that I'm going to tell, this happened uh, about 6 or 7 years ago. I want to 5 or 6 years ago. I had a 12-gallon long the bookshelf tanks. I had it on a coffee table ish thing. It was full of red art pencils. It had some pygmy corridors, a whole bunch of rare plants. It also had zebra autos in there, and I had a 5 pound tank of CO2 running. But it had a cheap regulator on it, the one with the single stage ones, and I would rarely pay attention to it because the CO2 tank was turned around, so I couldn't see the levels on the numbers on the gauge. And then I also had a couch next to it, so I wouldn't really normally go around and check to see how much CO2 I have left. So it had been about a year and a half since I had the CO2 running on that tank, and then event, eventually I wake up one day and all the fish are floating at the top, even the autos, the pencils, the cories, all three of them. The snails had all died too.
Oh my God.
And
This
I
is
figured
Snails?
bad.
Dang.
the snails died too, yeah, because the snails were all either flipped over or in their shells, and some of them were just floating with the slug part of it hanging out.
Oh my God.
The plants were doing great because there was just a whole bunch of CO2 and the lights
Yeah.
turned on. They were all happy, but all the fish had died, and it was quite a bit of fish because I had 30 or so pencils in there,
Ooh.
about 20 pygmy cories, 10 or 12 autos, and I had bought all of them. None of them were ones that I bred, but they've been going in there for quite a while. 3 or 4 years they've been running in that tank. So
Oh.
they all died, and I learned two things. I learned never to buy a single stage regulator again. The second thing I learned was put alarms on your phone to check every couple months or weeks, depending on how fast you're bubbling off CO2, just to make sure you have CO2 left in that tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That single stage regulator, I made the mistake, but luckily I took that regulator off after I realized the mistake before something terrible happened. But yeah, I currently have a single stage regulator that I don't know what I'm going to do with it unless I start, have a grow room. You can
Yeah,
point that at a fan.
without fish. Oh, you meant okay. Never mind. I thought you were talking about a plant farm. Never mind.
You can do
Well, I
that too.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't no fish in there. Just yep.
yeah, then it doesn't matter. You can dump all the CO2 you want in. The plants will just. I mean, at a certain point, it's not soluble anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
only so much you can inject. But
So you're running out of CO2, not overdosing. It's those single stage regulators. They have the end of tank dump at the end because you can't control the working pressure. Is that right?
yeah, yeah. But you can get end of tank dump even with a dual stage regulator if it's shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Regulator. That's where you got to spend the money.
I would
for a CO2
agree.
system.
I would agree. Yeah. Well, do you want to go, Steven? I mean, you have a whole video about yours, so.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Myrtle. You didn't
Oh, you had
finish,
more?
did you?
Oh, I can go after you guys because too much of me is not a good thing. Let's go around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, mine was. Luke makes a good point. I was thinking about that too. A single stage is manageable. You can run a reactor that runs at a lower PSI. So I have a Rex Griggs reactor in my 90, and so you don't have to really raise the working pressure. If I use like a ceramic diffuser on that on the single stage regulator, it couldn't do more.
You have to up the working pressure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
that is a use. I could do another reactor system, and I'd be a little bit paranoid, but
I don't know you, Luke. Hi, nice to meet you. But I think you live in the Pacific Northwest,
he
right?
does. Yep, I met
Yeah.
him at Fishtoberfest.
Nice to meet you, Luke. You guys don't have to inject as much CO2 as we do. because you have such low pH water. We have to inject a
Yeah.
lot. And we still don't do as well as you do. But we're doing what we can. So,
Yeah. So my story, I was using a very good regulator, like a very reputable good regulator, and the regulator did not fail. It did not do an end of tank dump. It was just a victim of my own ADHD, where I was doing a lot of work around the cylinder. I was moving things around. I absentmindedly gripped the thing by the frickin' needle valve or something
Oh,
like an idiot. Like I don't like that's just I didn't brain at that moment, whatever it was. And then I went to bed, and then that was Saturday night, so I was up really late, and so of course the CO2 system kicks on at like 6 in the morning. Um, I woke up at 10 to Jenna saying, "Wake up! There's a bunch of dead fish," and this was my 90
oh,
gallon.
oh,
So
God, that
yeah,
hurt.
the pH had dropped like 2 points. It was just full. Like I just flooded the thing with CO2. It was freaking Sprite. Um, so yeah, the of course the drop checker was yellow as yellow can be. The pH super low. I ended up so the survivors of that were one male bristlenose pleco, albino longfin, all of the Corydorus, because they're anabantoids or whatever you call them,
well,
and
they're fine again. They're
They
fine.
yeah,
can get a bubble.
yeah. Now they weren't happy; they were passed out. Like some of them, I thought were dead, but they were just passed out. Same with the pleco that survived. The other pleco did not survive. Um, and then I lost all of my Osmani rainbows and all of my Goldie Eye Hura River that I had like only recently gotten from Dan, a 8 pack or a 6 pack of them. And then Siamese algae eaters were dead. All of my cardinal tetras were dead. All of my rummy nose tetras were dead. The snails were fine. I'm trying to think what else was in there, but yeah, it was mostly the rainbows and the tetras were the hardest loss. And yeah, it was just my own stupidity messing with the regulator. So my cautionary tale basically is put that regulator in a place where no one is going to bump it, or like mess with it at all. Right now, I have a cardboard box around the needle valve
Yeah,
that says "No touchy."
yeah. That
Oh yeah,
sucks.
I had pseudomagills in there, and one pseudomagill luminatus survived
And
gassing.
your shrimp survived, which is amazing to
Hmm.
me. So, yeah. Well, uh, ugh. I mean, I've had a couple of minor fish kills. Some fish are more sensitive to others than CO2, so you have to watch them. Stiphodon gobies are very sensitive. So I have killed off a few of those because I wasn't mindful. But my big story is I think this was in about 2008. I was a very, very poor, so poor graduate student. And I knew that I shouldn't cheap out on a regulator. I knew. And I knew that all the forums said don't get a Milwaukee regulator because they're shit. I knew
That's
it.
the one that I had. That gas talk. Yep.
And I knew they were shitty, but I got one anyways. I think I got it used. I mean, God, I had no money. Um, let's see. It was a dual stage. So, I mean, a dual stage won't protect you if it's crappy. If it has a crappy needle
Right.
valve, it doesn't matter. And so, one hint that a needle valve is crappy is if it's really hard for you to dial in your CO2, it's a shitty needle valve.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if you spend the money and get a good system, like the ones I have, you set it, it's it's where you set it. You don't have to you don't have to mess with it. So, I don't have problems with good regulators. It's just not
Yeah.
a problem. But so I had a shitty regulator because I had no money, and it was not even end of tank dump. It was like middle of tank dump, and it dumped 2.5. And I came home from work. I don't know, like 7 o'clock or something from the lab, and yeah, then my tank was a soda fountain. It was two tanks driving
Oh,
it. Everything died. Shrimp. It killed the Malaysian trumpet snails.
pH drop probably killed them
yep.
for sure.
Well, and the thing is, do you know how much CO2 it would take to drop the pH in that water? The pH in that water was like in the mid eights.
Yeah,
So there's
Because
a big pop.
yeah,
my
yeah,
pH and pH were 22. So it was
Oh,
very alkaline water.
yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, it dropped it. So it killed everything in it, every shrimp, every fish, everything. But the most devastating thing was I had a large group of Melanotaenia praecox rainbows that were from a
oh,
breeder
Hmm.
that a friend of mine picked up from the Chicago cichlid show. And they were, oh my God, they were gorgeous. They were all grown out. And like, the thing is, a lot of the Praecox rainbows you find in pet stores now are really crappy. It's really hard to get good quality ones, but a good quality Praecox, like there's nothing that can beat it. The males and the females both look good. They're
Yeah,
just, I mean, they're outstanding, and every single
that's
one.
like with Bosemani rainbows. I had aquarium strain, and I thought those look nice, and then I saw like Abby's
Mhm.
Creek,
Oh my God,
oh,
and
yeah. Those are.
can't even you can't even compare. And it's like that with the Praecox ones,
yeah,
and yeah, I mean, and I tried to replace those and get other ones, but I only had access to pet store ones, and they're not the same.
no,
They were grown out. They were like that big.
oh,
Yeah, they looked great, which is full size for those. That's the max that they get.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
they were just
I'm
absolutely
starting to
incredible.
really like dwarf rainbows. I know that you're not like a huge fan of the Kalitawa. Mine are looking so awesome though
I
right now.
mean, I like my Cali Tawa. My Cali Tawa looked good, but I will tell you that the Cali Tawa had nothing on those Praecox rainbows. They were that good, and the males and females look good, which is like it's rare in a rainbow where the males and the females look good. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that was a big loss, and I actually quit the hobby shortly thereafter because
Because of that, you just got discouraged.
Mhm.
well, I had no money. I was writing my thesis. My marriage was falling apart. I mean, really nothing was going right in my life, so it was just
Gotcha.
time to pack it up, pack it in.
Yeah.
I actually took those two tanks and I heaved them in the trash. I like heaped them in the dumpster. There was nothing alive. I threw out all the stuff, finished my thesis, got divorced and left town. So it was a low point in my life. But I have CO2. I actually I did non CO2 tanks when I lived in Wisconsin because I didn't have the money for a good regulator. And I always told myself I would never do it again without a good quality regulator because it's not just not worth it. It's also, even if I hadn't had that fish kill, I am telling you, it is such a pain in the ass to try to get a cheap regulator adjusted. It's not worth it's
Yeah,
just
every
not.
time you refill the freaking tank, you have to dial it in all over again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these, I mean, I still have to get it set. I still have to get it where I want it, but it stays. Like
Right.
it's so much easier. So it's just worth it. Even even in absence of the tragedy. But I mean, I still do it again. I don't regret it. I mean, I learned something, and what I learned is you get what you pay for, and so that's why I don't own an F zone regulator because I know they're cheap, and I'm not taking that risk. You know.
Yeah, I will say though I have three F zone regulators and they work, and I've refilled the tanks many times to verify there's no end of tank dump. I mean,
Yeah.
longevity's sake, it's 2 years of using them so far.
And
So
that's pretty good. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, and it's not like I've never had things break on this regulator. I mean, Jake just knocked them over, and two bubble counters snapped off, which the regulator still works fine, but it was really annoying to replace those bubble
yeah,
counters. It
and
was
it's just
really
funny
annoying.
because like not even like maybe the day before you said that happened, I had knocked mine over and broke a bubble counter.
I
It just
mean,
hacks it right off
I'm like,
immediately.
come on. I mean, I can't be mad at him. Whatever, it was an accident.
Mhm.
We all do things like that, but yeah, I mean, these, like, I set them and they stay. And I'm looking at it right now. The bubble rate is exactly where I put it, you know? And so that's a nice thing.
Yeah, that's how
So
it
yeah,
should.
that's why I can keep doing drugs, man. Cause I got a good regulator. And yeah. So that's Halloween horror stories.
Yeah, and in all these cases, the disasters were 100% preventable.
Oh yeah.
And to me, I don't think it's any different from if you decide to get a cheap heater with no heater controller on it. You can kill all of your fish that
Or
way
a
too.
shitty canister filter. I
Yeah,
mean, like that's another thing where I would not cheap out on a canister filter because if it breaks, it floods your
You're
house.
flooding your house. Yep.
Whereas like a shitty hang on back,
mhm,
whatever. It's not gonna flood your house. It's just gonna break, whatever.
yeah,
Or like a shitty light. I mean, it breaks, whatever. It's
right.
not that big of a deal. I would cheap out on a light before I would cheap out on a regulator or a canister filter. So,
Yeah,
you know.
as Beck said, the CO2 art. I mean that one is solid, rock solid.
I've never used that one. I've heard good things. I
Yeah,
mean, I just haven't used that one.
if
So
you
I've
don't want
never
to spend the $300 for the GL, is it GLA?
LA.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're expensive, but I have no regrets and I've been burned, so I just won't
Right.
do it again.
Yeah, but CO2 art is a solid one.
I
SR
have heard
36 is another
very,
solid one.
very good things about them. And they have a 5-year warranty.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Whereas for an F zone, does it even have a warranty? I mean, I don't know. So yeah.
Yep. And as Beck said, it's all about fail safes. There's so many things that can go wrong in an aquarium.
Oh yeah.
You have to pre-plan for them and take all the preventative measures you can. So with heaters,
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, and what I probably will do if I upgrade to a larger tank than this, I'll probably put a pH controller on it.
yeah, Luke was asking earlier in chat if we had one. I thought about it.
Thought about it
Thought about
too.
getting one after that net 90 disaster, and I still have it in my save for later on Amazon. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, and I think that I will for a bigger tank because it gets a little more heartbreaking the more you're
Mhm.
losing. So I think that I probably will eventually get a pH controller, which would give me another layer of control. So,
mhm.
but with a certain amount with an aquarium, you are giving up control because things are going to happen. There's not an aquarist among us if you've been keeping fish for more than, let's say, a year where something bad hasn't happened. A disease could sweep through. Your city water could all of a sudden be
Mhm.
weird. I mean, things happen. It sucks, but things happen. So, Halloween horror stories.
Aqua Garden Zen said, would houseplants benefit from the gas off of CO2?
I mean, not really, because the thing, houseplants are not rate limited by CO2. The amount that's in the atmosphere is absolutely more than adequate for their needs.
Yeah,
It's just like so terrestrial plants are limited by water, light, and nutrients. Aquarium plants are limited by nutrients, CO2, and light. It's like Yeah, water benefits these plants too, but it's not
Mm,
rate limiting, right? I mean,
right.
they
Mhm.
get the water they need. So,
I guess it would be the equivalent of like sitting near your plants and breathing.
yeah, it's just they're saturated. They have all that they need, and they have so I can't remember what the number is the concentration of atmospheric CO2 versus the maximum concentration you can inject in a tank. It's a lot.
Yeah. So Luke was saying there are times when people inject CO2 into their terrestrial ops too. I think it encourages flowering. So the place I get my CO2 cylinders refilled, fire extinguisher place, they've had like commercial contracts for CO2, and one of them was a tobacco farm, and they have like a grow room for their tobacco, and they inject CO2. They put the line on a big box fan or something, I guess,
Yeah.
and yeah, that becomes mutant tobacco.
I mean, they use that for weed
Oh
also,
yeah.
but that's more of a hormonal trigger and not a growth trigger. I mean, we're not trying to trigger a hormonal reaction in these. We're just trying to get them to grow, to give them enough energy to grow,
Yeah,
because that's where they have to fix their carbon from to grow. So it's kind of a different
but
situation.
certainly you want your weed to flower. So the
Well, I
CO2,
know because it's, the leaves aren't that good.
right?
So, yeah.
Don't you be talking about my weeds.
I mean, what you grow down there in Louisiana is your business.
Well,
It's not legal
until
there.
until you get reported and caught, and they put you under the jail because it's Louisiana.
Yeah, it is not legal here either. So Lady Rorschach asks, how do I feel about Tiwa Creek radinocentrist that Dan's Fish will have for a giveaway? I'm not prepared for some now, but any experience. Well, I have Carlin Creek rads and they're super disappointing. So if you Google what a Carlin Creek rad no centrist looks like, they don't look like that. They look like little silver minnows. I have heard very good things about the Tiwa Creek. Many of my friends have told me they look awesome. I have not personally had them, but a rat is a rat is a rat as far as keeping them goes. They're very easy to keep. I think that you could keep them in a 20 long. They don't get very big. I personally don't think they would be that happy with bigger Melanitania. I think they'd be too boisterous. I don't think they're super happy actually with even my Chilathrina elena iwopoga or my Kalitawa.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the thumbnail.
I've heard good
They,
things about the Tiwa Creek. I'm just
yeah.
saying the Carlin Creeks are
Mm.
super disappointing. Mike says don't be hating on the Tiwa Creek. Don't even think about it. Well, there you go. I mean, I have not personally had them, but the Carlin Creeks they are disappointing.
Although when you see a photo of a rainbow fish, you
It's
kind of have
likely
to,
doctored. Yep.
yeah, you kind of have
No,
to
but
take it with a
even
grain of salt.
The Carlin Creeks, like they look like they have a bright blue body and an orange tail. No, no. Where does that even come from? They look like silver minnows. Like
What if you
not
put your
even.
chihiros over those fish?
No, not even with the Chihiros. Like not even with the Chihiros. They look nothing like that. Nothing. So don't get the Carlin Creeks. I've heard good things about the Tiwa Creeks. Lady Diane says yes, they are disappointed. There, that go. They are very disappointing, very different. I know. I'm very sad I bought those, but I've heard good things about the Tiwa Creek. I will say they're very easy to keep. They don't get that big. 20 long is probably good.
What do you
Looks
think?
aside, sorry. Looks aside, another thing about almost all rhinocentrists is they're a bit dumber than the other rainbows. They like to run into
Dumber
glass
than
more.
dumber than other rainbows?
I
Yeah, because rads are like I had rads before. They would run into glass much more than
Yeah.
regular rainbows, like
I have
melanoma and all that stuff.
They're
found.
like little torpedoes too.
Mhm.
I have not noticed that they're dumber. But boy, rainbows are pretty dumb. I mean, jeez. That's a
Yeah, so I'm
low.
thinking dumber than other rainbows. That just
They are not smart.
no, they're not.
But I would say to go for it because I have heard very good things about those, and
The
they
pick
don't
looks
need
good.
a very big tank. And they're also very cold tolerant compared to other
Oh,
rats. So they're great for outdoor ponds in the Midwest because you can keep them outside for longer than other rainbows. So they're a good one to breed in a tub. Also, they're easier to breed, I've heard. I do not breed fish, so I'm not a good person to ask about that. But this is what Marcel has told me. So Eakin says, I've expanded my rainbow fish. I got a trio of Glossolepis wanamensis. I have those. Still small, like an inch in size, so not much to look at now, but still stunning. Any experience with them? I have those. They get cool colors. They turn like bronze and green and black. They get like long, drapey black fins that look cool. I was kind of hoping they would be more of an emerald green, but they're more of a bronzy green. Also, I'm slightly colorblind with greens and browns, so like I have trouble discerning those colors. So they look more brown to me, but they might look more green to normal people. So
well,
yeah.
your plants are very green, Kelly. Except
Well,
for
I'm
that
only
grip
like
is very brown.
so my dad is colorblind and is sex linked, so I'm a chimera for that. So
Gosh.
I'm not as colorblind as he is, but like I do have trouble with like brown greens and green browns differentiating them, and they do look browner than I would like.
Eric, another super chat. Thank you.
Eric,
$20 super
Thank you,
chat.
Eric.
Congrats on
you
2,000
got 'em, man.
subscribers. Thank you.
Eric. Whoops. So Jeremy says I've had rainbows that look like poop until I summer tubbed them. Then they were pretty. And this is what I've been told too. So Lori Siriala, she is an admin at Rainbow Fish Live. She says that rads gotta be in a tub to look good. That's what she says. And she has bred a lot of rainbows. Like a lot. And I have seen so many pictures on that Facebook group of people comparing siblings that were aquarium grown to tub raised, and the difference is astounding. So like Steven, you should be raising rainbows out in one of your outdoor tubs because you have such a long growing season.
I definitely should. I started that tub outside with just some gambusia just to see what happens. And now the thing is like 2/3 empty now because all I've done is rely on rainwater, and I haven't fed the tub whatsoever.
I don't feed my tubs and they still breed.
The water's green, and we've had some cold nights. The gambusia are still alive, so I
Yeah.
think that's a good spot for it. I'll probably add. There's no water movement or filtration in there right now either, but they're
Yeah.
just gambusia. They lived in the place they lived before I caught them has dried up, so I saved their lives.
You did. I mean, and your growing season is a good 2 months longer than mine is, probably
At
maybe
least
a little
like,
more. So that's long enough for you to raise up rainbows. The reason that a lot of people up here don't raise like Bozeman eye, for instance, in a tub is it's just not long enough because they take so long to raise up. They take longer than other Melanitania.
yeah,
So
mites
the
and-
rads don't take as long though. They're a good tub candidate, even for Midwesterners.
And Surf City, thank you for becoming a member.
Welcome. You look good in
Thank you,
green.
Surf City. Welcome.
Once more with feeling Fish Fam Christmas.
Christmas, yay!
Fishmas.
Did you know Fat Kitty is signed up to be a channel host?
I did know that.
He is. He's going to give away a prize. He's part of the fun. So if you stream, you should sign up. Also, if you have the means, donate a prize.
Mm-hmm.
Only if
A
you're
lot of channels signed up. We definitely need some more donations.
Yeah, but there's no amount too small for cash donations, right?
Not at all, because
Only at $5.
yeah,
So.
I mean, but we're going to need, we're trying to make this as accessible to international people as possible, and so a lot of that cash donations, they will go towards shipping costs and alternate prizes for international.
Yeah, and if you are an international member, consider donating an international prize. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are Australian, consider donating an Australian prize. So,
And Glassbox Swimmers, Ethan, welcome to membership.
welcome, Ethan. And Oinky, I'm so glad you got the jar. That's great. I saw you
Yay.
said that before. That's great. Happy Halloween. So,
And Geek gifted
Thank
5
you, Geek.
memberships. Thank you so much. See who we got. Chris Robertson, Land Giraffe, Sketty Nona, Casual Aquatics, and Jimmy P.
wow. And so Ekin says, was hoping to add them with my Bozeman eye when the Wanamenses get big enough. Yeah, they'll be totally happy together. I mean, as long as they're not so small that they'll fit in one fish's mouth, they'll be very happy together. Well, Fat Kitty gave away fleas. He ran outside last night, so this is crazy. So, there's like a real infestation of yellow cats in my neighborhood, and he ran outside, and there were 4 other orange cats outside, and we're like, oh my god, which one is he? And it was raining, and
Oh,
so
no.
he ran home.
It's the
Is
fat
it
one.
the real Fat Kitty?
Oh, that would be funny. One of the cats threw a switcheroo on you. It's like, I'm going to live the life of Fat Kitty now.
And Jake's like, we're just taking one cat back in. If it's not Fat Kitty, we've got other takers. I mean, he does have an ear tip. So, I mean, and not all the other ones have ear tips. Also, as Jake would say, he has a shit body. It's a real identifying feature. Jake likes to fat shame Fat Kitty. So, he's not a lean, mean outdoor kitty. What do
Thank
you
you,
want for Christmas? Wow. What do you want, Myrtle?
More plants, I guess. I don't have the space for more tanks, but usually when I had the fish room running during Christmas time was when I would go and buy another tank if I needed another tank to add in the garage. But I don't have room for more tanks right now, so just more plants to shove into this tank that I have.
Yeah, like you don't have room for tanks. Do you have room for plants?
I mean, I can shove it in somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
And June, I do know my kitty. Yeah, it's Fat Kitty. I know his fat body. I know him.
What about you, Kelly? Do you have everything?
I am not planning on setting up any new tanks for a while. I do have a beautiful new tank, so I certainly don't need another tank. I'm thinking of getting one of those Awaza
Bio-orbs.
the BioOrb terrariums. I'm thinking of getting it for my
Oh.
birthday, which is December 4th. So, which is kind of around Christmas. I was thinking of getting that for myself. So, But tank wise, you know what I want? I want Dan's fish to get the blue axelrod rasboras in. Come on, Dan. Hook
That's
a
a good
girl
one.
up.
That's a
Hook
good
a
one.
girl up. You have a request, Steven, from Brogan, who would like to see the hole in the head costume.
Okay. I am a fish with hole in the head. Instant
Oh.
Creepy.
what do I want for Christmas fish related? I want a freaking Chihiro's light. I mean, I want a lot of things, but the Chihiro's is top of the list. A 3-foot,
Yeah.
4-foot of those.
Yeah, that's a good thing to want. Yeah.
I'll add that to the list. Yep.
It's hard to justify buying one when you have Fluval 3.0s that are working just fine.
Exactly.
Because, like,
Especially when I just got 2 of them for free.
yeah, I know, and my Fluvals work just fine too. It's hard to justify buying them for these 2 tanks, but yeah. But for Christmas.
Yep.
Is someone vacuuming?
I think Myrtle, is your gain or something adjusting going
That's
up?
my laptop. That's my laptop. Yep, screaming for help.
Okay.
I thought you were vacuuming, Myrtle. I'm like,
You're my vacuum. No,
is someone vacuuming your dorm?
I'm the only one here right now. Yep.
Lady Diane wants a sink in her basement. Oh man, I feel you, girl. Easy water changes. That's why I set my tanks up right by a bathroom. So easy. I have made the mistake before of having to buy the 50-foot python. Geek wants a Chihiro's too. Well, Mrs. Geek Girl, if you're out there, You know what to do.
Yeah, the 48 inch. Yeah, I'll settle for the 4 foot one or the 3 foot one. The 4 foot one is only $550.
I mean, if you compare it to how much money, like I have 3 Fluval 3.0s running on this thing. If I had bought that from the start,
You save money.
right. But it's very hard to justify getting rid of perfectly working lights. So
That's
Eric
a good one,
Wyrock
DD,
wants
for a drink.
aquarium co-op lights. I would like to know what they're like. I would be very interested in knowing. So Luke wants more Twin Star 900s. I've heard those are great too. I mean, yeah. But again, it's hard to justify getting rid of perfectly working lights. So
We have 70 people right now. Why do you think they're here? Like,
why
why
do
do we have
you have so
70 people
many?
here?
Do you think
It's a
they're
good
just
question.
Do you think they're just happy for you, Steven, that
Could
you
be.
have so many
Could be. It had nothing to do with the wheel icon on the thumbnail or anything like that.
I think they're here for Myrtle.
No. Nope.
They want more Myrtle in their life.
I think some people, when they find out what we're about to give away, are gonna shit. Some people
There
are gonna
might be
be
some unclean underwear after
yeah.
this.
Some people are gonna be upset. So
You can't please everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you heard all those CO2 horror stories that we told earlier in the stream,
Truth in
and
advertising.
we want to give away a complete CO2 injected kit, including a nice regulator, a CO2 art regulator.
Not a shitty one. This is a good one. So you're set
Yep.
up for success. I'm getting the regulator. So
Yep. So Kelly is covering roughly like half. We're kind of doing half and half with this giveaway. So there's the regulator, but there's the 5 pound CO2 cylinder. Okay. The drop checker to go in the tank, make sure your pH not getting too low.
the tubing.
And the tubing, of course, the a check valve, a brass check valve. Don't want to backflow into the solenoid.
Very important.
What else am I forgetting?
Diffuser?
The diffuser. So the diffuser, whoever wins, I'll find out what tank you're gonna put it on, and then that'll determine which diffuser I get for y'all, because I don't want to send somebody a nano diffuser for their 90, or a freaking bazooka diffuser for their like 5 gallon or whatever. So yeah, it's all those things. And now here's the part where y'all are gonna be pissed.
Well, wait, one last part of it, and this is the part that Myrtle is also contributing to. We're providing you with support.
Yes.
That's right.
On your own.
You're not alone. And Myrtle will help too. That's his contribution to it. Yeah, tech support. So, yeah, we'll help you out. But go on with your caveat, Steven.
Here's a caveat. We have been trying to encourage people to get into CO2. So what we would rather for this giveaway is for the entries, people who want to enter, be brand new to CO2. Like they don't currently have a system, and they don't run CO2, and they don't really, especially people who have been kind of afraid of it or seeing the cost as a barrier. Because the initial setup.
Big barrier. I mean, there's a reason I didn't do it for so many years, is because
Yeah, this is over $300 worth of stuff. But once you get all that,
Mike, for instance, the same for you. You have a lot of CO2 systems.
Yeah. So, $300 worth of stuff. The only thing that we're not providing is the actual gas. You're gonna have to go get that filled locally, because you can't ship pressurized containers.
You can't, and you need to identify a source that's easy for you to use anyway. Right. So you need to learn who sells it around you. But I just Googled pressurized CO2 in my area or something like that, and I got a lot of hits. So there's something. Victoria, you're a great candidate for this. You're curious. You're slightly nervous.
Yeah.
But we're here to support you. I mean, someone
And
up here who set it up here, I wouldn't even consider doing it if it didn't come with a Myrtle, Big Shrimp. And that's right, it comes with tech support from Myrtle.
Ekins,
So,
if you're currently doing DIY CO2, I
good.
am more than happy to say you are welcome to enter the real pressurized
Oh,
CO2
Oh,
world.
no, because you don't know how good it can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
And how
For
less of
those
a
of us-
hassle it is.
Yep, Jay, you are more than welcome to enter for someone. I think a lot of people have already said they're
There's
going
someone
to.
who wants it and who doesn't have CO2. So, like, you can't play for Mike. Mike already has CO2.
Come on, June.
June. Well, here's the thing. I mean, you have only Oscars, and Oscars and plants are not very compatible. But if you wanted to try
He
setting up
has more than
little
Oscars.
Tetras, or for your betta, I know you have a betta.
She has a freaking sorority of like
That's
150
right.
trillion bettas or something.
Oh yeah, that would look awesome. Planted CO2 injected betta sorority. So you could do it. You could do it.
All right.
And it comes
So
with Myrtle.
it comes with
Mhm.
Myrtle.
It comes with Myrtle.
And for an additional fee, I'll even fly over to that house and set it up for him.
Ooh, can't beat that.
Lady Diane says your 40 breeder magic tank would love it. And that's absolutely true. And one thing that you're to think about, now it's not included in the prize, but if you're careful about where you set it up for a very small additional fee, you have to buy another manifold, which is not hard to do.
Mhm.
You could even drive a couple of tanks on it. So, it could really get you in business.
Hashtag gassy.
Gassy. That's right. And then you will go on the wheel. Ricky De Hoya says goldfish love to eat CO2. I mean, there are people. I've seen people do planted goldfish tanks. It really depends on the personality of your goldfish.
Yeah, Ethan, you only use the soda bottle DIY. Yeah, get introduced to the world
Yeah.
of your CO2
So
injection.
you're a great person to enter because I started out with DIY CO2 also, and because I couldn't afford more than that, and it's pretty awesome. So yay, playing for Zenny! I love it, Bex. Yeah, if you already have one, you're out. But you already know how great life can be, Big Shrimpin'.
Yeah.
Hi, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're gonna go and do a hire a private investigator to see if you don't currently have CO2. But I trust people who are in the streams. I trust Fish Fam, honor system.
Right, because you will be publicly shamed if
Mm-hmm.
we know.
Eric, you most certainly can.
So, Mike, no, I didn't see your comment. Did you see my comment about plants and fruits? Had to take a call. No, I didn't, Mike. So go ahead and ask it.
Oh, he said, I'll have to scroll up a bit, but he said he will throw in some plants and fruits as well. Let's see. He'll throw in some plants and a bottle of Thrive for the winner. The plants will get shipped once they get the CO2 up and running.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
And Mike has some pretty sweet plants. So, I mean, this is
Stuff
pretty
you won't
sweet
find in a
prize.
regular pet store.
Oh, and by the way, international friends, you are eligible.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, we will just give you the total that Steven and I would have spent as an Amazon gift card, and we'll help you like choose what to buy off Amazon. I do know that CO2 art is available in a lot of different countries.
Yeah.
So, but we can also help you buy it. But yeah, so we'll give you an Amazon gift card so you can buy it in your own region. So yes, international friends, you can enter.
Indeed. Now, if we catch you using that money for something else, we're gonna fly to your country and hunt you down.
If you spend it on cat food and toothbrushes, you are in trouble.
How many toothbrushes are you buying?
Toothbrushes. One for every room.
Them every 3 months. All right. Do we have enter?
We got 41 eligible right now.
All right, very exciting. So, Victoria, it's hashtag gassy.
Yep, it's
Hashtag gassy.
Yeah, and you should enter. You're a good person to enter.
Repeat, please do not enter if you already run pressurized CO2. You may enter to play for someone else, though.
That's right. I mean, because Bex will come after you.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. I'm a crosser.
Bex come after you. Annette will send the snails after you.
Oh, God, the snails.
Snails
I'll delete your comments in every
populated.
stream.
That's right. You don't want to deal with that.
Hide your ass. Okay. Well, I think it's time for me to start getting the wheel set up. Oh, we're doing wheel with this.
Oh, we're doing the wheel.
Oh yeah, we got to build up suspense.
This is not like last week's giveaway of a $14 jar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing 45 eligible.
So I'm going to step away for a moment because my dog is informing me she has to poop, but I'll be back.
Go poop, dog.
Right.
All right.
Let's go. Come on, dog.
So I don't know if Austin's starting in a couple of minutes. I apologize, Austin. We're going to go a little bit over. But I'm not going to give too much more time to enter. I'm seeing 46 eligible users. And at that point, threw the candy bowl outside. Fuck these kids. This is too iconic. Yeah. All hail the wheel gods. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see, Nightbot 46 still. Okie dokie. I'm about to type stop. And stop. Too late. We gotta go quick, so I'm gonna be ruthless about that. But I will do a roll call as well, just in case. Oops. Definitely a record turnout for white plants. And just so y'all know, the celebration is not over. I got a stream Wednesday too.
Nice.
Steamy McStreamy. That stream is twice as long. Look at that. Annette has entered. I hope it's for
The
you.
question is, yeah, I was gonna say,
I hope
is
so.
she playing for herself or?
I think that would be awesome. Because then she'll be like, I got these awesome looking plants and these terrible goldfish. And then she'll feel
And then
bad
she'll-
about having goldfish.
Kyle, that is unacceptable.
All right.
I know, Kyle. That sucks. I heard about the overtime work. Isn't it so great they spring that on you, like when you most certainly have made weekend plans by that time? There you go.
Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
God, if it weren't for the money, why would we do them?
Okay. I'm seeing Steph and Brandon entered, and then that is it.
Dog pooped. I mean,
Was it a good poop? Was it a healthy poop?
it's She really had to poop. It's tough times.
And all right. And now we're going to spin. I'm assuming those Steph and Brandon, if you've entered, you're either playing for somebody else or you don't run CO2. So just to make that caveat clear. Alrighty.
How many people do we have entered?
48.
All
Quick roll
right.
call. We've got Aqua Garden Zen and Kyle, Eakins and Bex and Ben Backstrom, Beta Aquatics, Bunny Viper, Wizzle, Crown Tail, Daniel Velez, Darlene, Dee Dee's Fendon, Eric Wyrock, Foxy's Fishes, Freaky Fish Lady, Geek Boy, Glassbox Swimmers, Glitch Aquatics, Good Life Aquatics, Jen Yu, Jeremy, Lady Diane, Lady Rorschach, Liquid Zoo, Mark Sterlson, Michael A., Merrick T., Merrick Tomczyk, Misfit, Mississippi Hippie, Monsterfish Gal, Mystery Snow Guardians, Ricky DeHoyos, I Hate Stupid People, Steph, Brandon, Rosie, Sketty Nona, Sandy Dowdy, Sarah J. Sieber, SC Catahoula, Scotty the Fish Freak, Silver Creek Aquatics, Snoochie Booch, Surf City Cichlids, and the Nano Aquarium Guy, and the Zen Ginger, and Victoria Lee, and Vanoski, and Window Liquor.
Did Amateur Aquatic Addiction get in?
What? Come on, people. All right. When I spin, that's it. Amateur Aquatic Addiction, in case you didn't hear before, this is for people who do not run CO2, are new to CO2. But you can also play for someone else if you so choose. All right. And okay, just check in to see anyone say like. I did say Sketty Nona for sure. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody saying no control at all. Yeah, I lack control too. I'm in control of nothing.
Oinky, are you on the wheel? Hi, am I on the wheel? Is Oinky on the wheel?
No.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it did not. No, you're not on the wheel. I suppose you would like to be on the wheel, huh?
I suppose you would.
Okay. And sorry, so.
Oh, June is playing for Eakins. That's nice. Oh.
Okay.
Is June on the list?
Hashtag grass.
She's not on.
Oh, June, I know what you got on the mind. Grass. All right.
Sketty Nona, you're on the list. So.
Okay. 51. All right, we're good.
Time to go.
And we're going. And for those who are new, this is a wheel of elimination. So if it lands on your name, that's a bad thing. It means you lose.
It's not good.
Not good. All right.
Oh, wait. Is Crown Tail on the list?
Yeah, Crown Tail is on the list. And Mike, yeah, Eakins can use that for a calcium reactor if he wants to. I mean, a total freaking waste if you ask me. But
we can't stop him, but we will make fun of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that goes.
So you really insist
up
on
that kind of
dissolving.
ridicule? I don't think so.
You got this new CO2 system. I'm going to dissolve some calcium. All right. Here we go. Sorry, Ivy. First one.
That's tough.
Crown Tail, the wheel has spun. Steph has entered for you. You have entered for yourself.
So you're well entered.
You are entered. Okay.
Crown Tail, can I enter for you too? No, because I'd have to open YouTube, and that's too much work.
And the wheel has begun. Sarah, sorry.
Scotty the fish freak.
Sorry, Scotty.
Lady Rorschach.
Lady Rorschach.
Ben Backstrom.
Sorry, Ben.
Window Liquor number 5.
Window Liquor.
Lady Diane.
Sorry, Diane.
Michaela.
Michaela.
Dee Spin Den.
Sorry, Dee Dee. Whoever she was playing for.
Yeah, because Dee Dee has a lot of
Whizzle. Sorry.
Whizzle.
Glassbox Swimmers.
Sorry, Ethan.
Victoria Lee Creates.
Sorry, Victoria.
I hate stupid people.
Sorry, Steph.
Darlene's Tapes.
Sorry, Darlene.
Snoochie Hooch.
Sorry, Snooch.
SC Catabulas.
SC Cat House.
The Nano Aquarium Yacht.
Sorry, Jay.
I thought Jay had CO2.
Probably was playing for someone else.
Oh, sorry, Dan.
Dan.
Rosie.
Sorry, Rosie.
Good Life Aquatics.
Sorry, Good Life Aquatics.
Glitch Aquatics.
Sorry, Nicole.
Crowntail Half Moon.
Sorry, Crown Tail.
Off the
Atkins Nature Aquariums.
Sorry, Eakins.
wheel. No calcium reactor for you. No, he said he would use it for his plants.
Silver Creek Aquatics.
Sorry, Silver Creek.
Fish Room.
Sorry, Beaks.
Jerome.
Sorry, Jerome.
Mississippi Hippie Fishies.
Sorry, Sherry.
Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
Vinovsky Fish Kitchen.
Sorry, Vanovsky.
Monster Fish Gal.
Sorry, Lori.
Esgeti Nona.
S. Getty Nona. Sorry.
Jen Yu.
Sorry, Jen Yu.
Beta Aquatics.
Sorry, Beta Aquatics.
Only Oscars.
Sorry, June, or who she was playing for.
Eric Lyra.
Sorry, Eric.
Myrek T.
Myrek T. Sorry, Myrek.
Aqua Garden Zen.
Sorry, Aqua Garden Zen.
The other Zen.
Ricky the Oils.
Sorry, Ricky.
Amateur Aquatic Edition.
Oh, sorry. I wrote that edition. Kind of Alexa dundered your name a little bit.
Either way, you're off the wheel.
You're off the wheel.
ATC_AV8ER.
Sorry, Kyle. No CO2 injection for you.
It would have made me laugh if you would have your own tank and just no, Max, you can't do anything with it.
All right.
It's mine.
Sandy Dowdy.
Sorry, Sandy.
Mercury Snail Guardians.
Sorry, Annette. No goldfish CO2 tank for you.
Oh, damn.
Mark Sturlson.
Sorry, Mark. Or I think he was playing for Bunny. Sorry, Bunny. Oh, same song in a row.
Misfit Reptiles and Defiance.
Brennan.
Foxy's Fishes.
Oh,
Foxy.
sorry, Foxanne.
Freaky Fish Lady.
Sorry, Holly.
The goldfish are sad, Annette says.
Cichlids.
Surf City Cichlids. Sorry, Surf City.
Cichlids.
Final four.
Who are we down to? Zenny's still on.
Zenny.
Matt is on
Yeah.
playing for someone. Geek Boy's on playing for someone, and I can't read the other one.
Oinky.
Oinky.
Oinky, Zen, Matt, Geek Boy.
Oinky could win the prizes 2 weeks in a row.
Not with that kind of talk.
That's true. I do curse things, so
I ain't saying nothing about nobody.
yeah.
Just
I,
shush.
Jenny's been. Look what you did!
Look what I did!
Oh,
I cursed you.
oh.
Tables.
Oinky, you can yell at Kelly for that.
You should yell at me. Oh, Matt's off the list. Well, whoever Matt was playing for. So
Sorry, Matt.
I like how Dee Dee had ticker treaters. I like the idea of Dee Dee.
Geek, I'm sorry, but I am so fucking excited for everyone.
Zenny's getting
Sorry. The
two.
wheel is not biased, but I am for this one. I'm so excited for Zen to get her CO2 set up. Oh man, that's so awesome.
Presents for Zenny. I could not be happier with this. Yay!
Yes.
That's awesome. To our mod with the mostest, and then she's going to come on What Your Plants in person. So
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that is a requirement. You have to be on the stream.
Oh. You have to set it up on stream so
Yep.
Myrtle can help you.
And now that she can't back out of this. It's a
Too late.
Contract,
It's too
yep.
late.
She sure as shit would back out of it. She'd be like, I don't need this CO2.
You'll be like, I was playing for someone else. Yay! I'm so happy. This is great. Zenny, we can't wait for you to join the CO2 club. Mike's gonna send you some plants. We're giving you Myrtle.
You
Yep.
get one
Myrtle comes with it.
one whole Myrtle.
Yep. Very easy care requirements. So
So yeah, and Zenny, does Steven have your address?
Yeah, I sure do.
Cool, because I'm gonna send you your regulator on Amazon. I'll just buy it tonight, and it'll come soon.
Yep.
You have to decide which tank you want to put on CO2. That's pretty exciting, though.
Yeah. So we'll talk Zen, because I'll have to choose the diffuser based on what tank you want to use. So
Yeah,
talk about
you
that.
may even want to plan for setting up multiple tanks.
Now I don't know if the CO2 art is expandable.
I think it is, but I could be wrong.
Well, I'll look at it.
Yeah, we'll look at it. And my recommendation, Zenny, is to put it on your biggest tank because it's the most stable and steady, and then you'll get the most bang for your buck.
Yep, and more surface area for plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can try new plants.
And also then you can farm out plants and you can put them in other places in your fish room. Your mythical fish room that we've never seen. Your secret fish room.
Oh, I see. As long as it's not the lowest model CO2 art, they have manifolds. I was wondering about that. There was one model on there that may not, but either way, it's a good regulator.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I'm very excited, and congratulations, Stephen, on reaching 2,000.
Yep,
I personally think that I contributed like 1,000 of those. You know.
No.
Myrtle is responsible for the other 1,000.
Okay, there we go.
I did nothing for that. Probably one.
You
No,
are
I attribute it to everybody who's here in the stream and
Right.
have been in streams and have watched my videos and hit the like button and commented on them and done all the interaction that makes YouTube happy and promoting my videos. So
Absolutely. Congratulations. And here's to 10,000
The next 2,000,
more.
and then the 10,000, and 50,000, and
That's right. I mean, at a certain point, will you have 3 million subscribers? I don't know. Maybe.
that idea scares me. I like the way the streams are where the chat's not going a million miles an hour and I can actually interact with people.
I mean, if the top end is 3 million, we're not giving away a regulator.
With the wheel.
We're not.
All right, we
You're
got
gonna-
14,000 people on the wheel. Are we ready?
We're not.
you're doing a 24-hour stream just to get everyone off the wheel.
Oh, God. So there is a top end. So, but yes.
And June is 100% correct. Jenna also deserves
Yes,
a lot of
100%.
recognition. She is
Amen to that.
she is the other half of this channel.
She's
For
the
sure.
brains and the looks behind the stream.
100%.
Yeah, very much so. A team effort. So congratulations. And then you got to take the kids out trick-or-treating.
Yep, that's happening in 42 minutes. We're going to be setting up
Yeah.
now. So
I mean,
I'm sorry,
great.
Austin, if he's streaming right now. I didn't intend to stream over you this much, but I had to get this out of the way. I'm not freaking out. Come on. I'll never forget where I came from.
That's right. You
All right,
never
so-
did a party for 1,000, so this kind of makes up for it.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because
Yeah.
it happened in the middle of Fish Fam Christmas and then the auctions for Vinay and stuff. And so it just kind of
Yeah,
got put on the back burner.
but
So,
we made up for it with the
oh,
good
yeah, for sure.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much to our awesome moderators and the chatters and the lurkers. And thank you all for entering the giveaway on the honor system, and congratulations to Zen.
Congratulations. We're very excited for you.
All right.
No backing out now.
Yep, there's no backing up.
All right. Thank
Happy
you.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.